And now back to the continuation of the story from a few minutes ago. You're on the Best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99X.
This lawsuit claims the movie The Truman Show, for all intents and purposes, a direct lift
from his play?
Frank's life.
That's right.
Do you have a figure in your head that you would settle for?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying not to play that game because I don't want to jinx the outcome.
Right.
What have they made any overtures towards you as far as the settlement goes?
The attorneys are talking. I don't know if those talks are going to lead to something or not. So
you gotta believe.
I'd settle for $100 million.
That sounds like a good figure.
Just for me, I would settle for $100 million.
Would you settle for $5 million?
Oh, I don't know. It's real hard for me to say. I really, when you play around with dollar amounts, then it becomes about the money and not about the fact that somebody stole my play. And I'm trying to get away from that.
Now, your lawyer says it's the best case of copyright infringement that he's ever seen. How many copyright infringement cases has he actually tried, and how many has he won?
Well, this is what he does for a living, and the fact that he has not been successful in terms of winning judgments speaks to the fact that the copyright laws are skewed against plaintiffs. It is so difficult, their hurdle is so high to win cases where your copyright has been stepped on by somebody else. It's really a sad situation.
Well, because anybody could say they came up with anything. You know what I mean?
Is it possible, do you think, for two people to very honestly come up with the same idea?
It is, and what my attorney says is that this case is not about the fact that Mr. Nickel and I both came up with this really ingenious concept for a movie. What it's about is not only was the concept there, but there were so many different elements that were in the play and were also in the movie.
Well, you said 149 similarities.
And those are just those don't even include the literary elements. All these things like pace and setting and character development, arc of character, and all this stuff, that you look at that are the real important aspects of a piece of literary work.
A lot of people don't know how scripts get filtered and get to the desk of like a Steven Spielberg or a Scott Rudin. And if you knew how, the studios hire basically what amounts to interns as script readers. And they're the ones who are in charge of reading the hundreds, if not thousands, of scripts that come to each studio.
It's not fun. I've been reading them all weekend.
And it's an entry-level position. Their job is to read the script, kind of synopsize each script, and then assess whether or not they think the script would make a good movie. And then they give that synopsis to somebody higher up on the studio food chain. It's really very easy. I mean, one of these, any script reader could take Joe Schmo's script that was submitted and put their name on it.
Spring an idea easily. We're talking to Mark Dunn, who is suing Paramount for The Truman Show because it's very similar to a play he wrote back in, 92?
Right.
You wrote it when?
I wrote it in 91, and
91.
it actually was done here in the Greenwich Village in 92.
You said the setting is even the same?
Yeah, the weird thing is this bootleg script that I got my hands on in 95. I mean, we've all seen the movie now, and we know that it was set in this sort of self-contained bubble called Sea Haven. But the interesting thing is the very first screenplay was set in New York City, which is where the play was set.
Hello.
Now, do you have? Is there a way we could see a copy of your script?
Yeah, you can. This is terrible, but yeah, it got published by Dramatic Publishing Company out of Woodstock, Illinois, so that now community theaters across America can be doing Frank's life, which is small consolation since they'll never get made into a movie now.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, if anybody wants to get the Dramatic Publishing catalog, we're in there now. And
so you're published playwright. That's very good. Did you make any kind of money off of Frank's life?
Well, actually not here, but I'm going to start to make a little money now with the high schools and the community theaters. In fact, the woman who I work with there called me a couple months ago, and she was really excited. She said, "Guess what? We got a high school in Wisconsin that wants to do Frank's life." I'm thinking this is a whole different game from the millions of dollars that the Hollywood deals with.
Did you see Ed TV?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Well, the high school thing may be pennies in comparison to what you may get out of Paramount, so...
But you know what? That's why I'm a playwright, because I love working at that level and working with theaters and people who get really excited about theater. It really excites me.
Well, the reason that the high schools are getting the buzz to it is probably because of the similarities to what it was based on.
Well, I don't want to be cynical, but I imagine that doesn't hurt. I did get some exposure out of this, so that ain't a bad thing, I guess.
Well, good luck, Mark, against the Giants.
I want to say hello to my sister, Laurie, who lives in Marietta, and her family.
Oh, all right.
Fantastic.
Shout out.
Okay, hello.
Thank you, Mark Dunn.
All right.
New York City, good luck against the big giant Paramount. He should score. If all he says is true,
I'd love to see his script.
Well, he's been on a lot of
striking.
And plus, he's been, he took his story public, which was smart of him. He's been on Dateline. I know he's done a bunch of radio shows across the country.
Yeah, they'll
if
settle.
Paramount is smart, I mean, the movie's made over $100 million. Throw him a couple $1 million, the guy will be fine. He works. His day job is he works at the New York City Public Library
For 10 years. He's been there.
I'm sure you could.
Couple mil.
Show him the money.
I'm sure you could buy the guy's.
I'm sure if
quiet.
That was me, and I was thinking $100 million. I'm sure 5 might sound good at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it's better than none.
Or even if you were just like a struggling playwright, a couple $1 million.
I'm
Fine.
with you.
The best of the Morning X. 99.9